And there we go. Hi, everybody. And hi, everybody, as you're joining us here. We were just talking, Tom. Can I tell you what you're doing?
Sure.
Yeah, because you were leading up to something that leads me to believe you're not going to be here for the next 2 weeks leading up to Smith. So Penguin Random House has this wonderful thing that employees every 10 years get a 4 week sabbatical, which
Julie,
is
you know our policy so well.
Listen, I've been working with y'all for 15 years. So I've seen many of you go on sabbatical.
Yep.
So Tom's is coming up, but so that means he'll be gone for 4 weeks. But Tom, you're leading me to believe that you're going to be gone for the next 2 weeks.
Right. Well, next week I'll be gone, and then the week after I'm supposed to be shut down. So I'm shutting down, Julie.
Look at that! Look
Part of
at
me would be
that!
like to be on Warwick's that on the Warwick's tea time that day, but I really probably shouldn't. But I guess don't.
No,
You don't want to get in
yeah,
trouble.
you don't want to get in trouble. You don't
Yeah,
want
no,
him to rip
exactly.
that sabbatical right out from under you. So,
So it's a good thing, but I
it's
will
a good
miss you.
thing. Yeah. So, if between now and before you leave, if you want to shove some books, recommendations our way, maybe between Amanda and I, we can
Oh, there
highlight
we
some books
go.
for you.
And if
Oh,
not, I will have a lot to choose from when I get
when
back.
you get back. But if you're so inclined, we'd be happy to highlight some books for you.
Okay,
So
thank you so
there you
much.
have that. And okay, sorry, Julia and Gabe, just it's a Tom Fest for a minute here. So last night, okay, long story short, I have to have an MRI done tomorrow. So I am completely claustrophobic. So I have to take this I can't take like Xanax or stuff like that because it just makes me nauseous. So they gave me, I don't know what they gave me, something to well, it started to knock me out. But before it knocked me out, I turned on, for whatever reason, Remains of the Day, and Mike Nichols' name shows
And you thought of me. Oh, that's so sweet.
cracking up. I was like, I don't think I've ever noticed Mike Nichols' name before, but as I was looping out of it, I was like, oh, there's Mike
The name
Nichols.
sounds familiar.
That name sounds
You
familiar.
weren't 100, but in your state, you probably weren't 100% sure it really was Mike Nichols there,
Yeah.
but I guess
I
it
was
was.
like, what's this? Did he really do this one? Anyways, thought it was funny. All right. So we have, yay, Julia. Hope you had a good weekend. You and Gabe and Tom, everybody, good
Yeah.
weekend. We just came off of, it seems like a lifetime ago now. We just came off of the Rebecca Kwan, R.F. Kuang event for Catabasis, which is
Oh,
her new book after Babel, writer of Yellowface and many others. Wow. We had 1,200 people on Thursday. She signed. You guys, if you're not on our Instagram, go to our Instagram and look at the little reel that Beth did because she did an amazing job on this reel. I love it. Rebecca signed 1,800 books in 45 minutes.
no.
Yes way. So
That's
we
incredible.
we had them set up. I mean, thank God, and I love our partners at Point Loma Nazarene at the Writers Symposium, Ashley and Dean. They're amazing. So we had tables not only going from backstage but onto the stage. I think there were 8 or 10 tables, three deep, seven high. It was a thing to experience, let me tell you.
Well, give yourselves a round of applause too, because getting through it that fast means that you guys were very organized.
Yes.
We were so prepped. And we had almost, it was like a fire drill line because I was just grabbing from her because she walked around, she walked the table. So I'm just flinging from her and I didn't even look behind me. It was just I didn't even look behind me. There was probably, because we had some volunteers, student volunteers. There was just people just throwing, but it was something. It was really something.
Yeah, the part that's hard is getting them all in the boxes fast enough.
Well, here's what we did, because we had a flatbed cart that we were able to bring because we had to rent a van. Usually we can't bring the flatbed. So we were able to just stack the books on the flatbed and roll them to front of stage because there weren't any stairs or anything to go over. So we really didn't have to rebox that many, which was a huge key.
That's huge, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then she did a signing afterwards. She did a personalization afterwards. And she said, oh, usually people, I don't think one person left. we we at one point had to
Wow.
vacate the theater, and they still went around the building. But we were done by like 9:30, so it wasn't horrible. But
Well, with that, she's fast though. That's why it wasn't
it
too.
was super fast.
Yeah.
And she only would sign one. So we had like a whole TSA, Chris, thank God for Chris. We had a whole TSA line going. Nobody could go to the table except for one book. We were grabbing people's bags. It was just a sight to behold. Anyways, we all survived. Felt like somebody beat me with a stick when I got into my car that night, though. So it was something. All right. So that was our fun last week. Beatrice Williams is going to be down at the Coronado Library tonight. So that's going to be a fun one. She'll be at lunch with us tomorrow. So got some fun stuff happening. And Brother Lou is doing a hiking Zen. If you're here in San Diego, we're doing a hiking Zen. His book is Hiking Zen. He's going to actually take people out for a walk starting at 6:30 around La Jolla for an hour and then come back to the store and do his book talk. So kind of fun. So fun stuff. Anyways, but that while you're all here is to talk about some new books. So it's going to go Tom, Julia, Gabe. So and I have new stuff. So my microphone this is not circa 2002 anymore. So, so you should be able to, as if you want to hear me, but you should
sound
be able to hear
great,
me, okay?
Julian. Yeah, better than ever.
There you go. All right. So take it away, Tom.
Okay, so my first book is on sale tomorrow, and it is a sleeper, and it's called Exiles by Mason Coyle. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's a hardcover on sale tomorrow, and this was a book that was really like organically, genuinely discovered. Like, it's not one of the big Putnam books of the fall, but the reps just started reading it and telling each other, like, "Have you read Exiles? Have you read Exiles?" Because it keeps you turning the pages, questioning yourself, questioning the characters right up until the very end. It's short. It is truly like a 1 or 2 sitting read. And it is a locked room mystery set where you can kind of tell, like this, it looks like you're on Mars. You are.
Okay.
So it's a locked room mystery. That's the structure. But you're in a colony on Mars. So you follow this crew that goes to Mars. And when they get there, the base camp is half destroyed. The machines, robots, I don't know what we call them, they that were there, and they have formed there's something terrible has happened, and they're not getting quite the right. They don't know what the right true story is from the robots because they've formed their own alliances. We don't know who to believe, just like in a locked room mystery, but you're in space. And it is fascinating. So Mason Coyle, the first book we published was last year's William, which was also very good. That was like an AI haunted house. It was a haunted, so he uses these, old structures, but then gives them new bones and fascinating twists. And that was an AI haunted house. So this is a locked room mystery set in space. It's really good. It does keep you like questioning and you'll be shocked when you get to that final page, which is so satisfying. The New York Times has already reviewed it. They called it a terrifying taut, one sitting read. No, that's what I said. Coyle wields genre conventions with a practiced and confident hand. Has the breathless pace of a thriller, the creeping dread of horror, and the robots and alien landscapes of science fiction. It's entertaining, satisfying, and as they say, emphatically human. So that's the happy news. This book is on sale tomorrow. It's gonna be like a little, like I say, a sleeper people are gonna discover. Now, the sad news I'll share is that Mason Coyle died not that long ago, like between the time we started selling it and now, and I don't know the details. This is a pseudonym of another, this isn't his real name. But anyway, sad that we won't have any more books from him, but I'm happy to report that this is a great one and check it out. Exiles.
Wow. That is
crazy.
Yeah, that's very sad.
Yeah.
People are on here talking about Mike Nichols. His name shows up more often than not. And they always think of you, Tom. Beth always thinks of you.
I know, I love that. And Mike Nichols was prolific. The man was involved with a lot of movies.
Yeah, very much so. And Gabe, Arlene is on here thanking you for helping her at the store today with some stuff that got shipped. So she's on there thanking you for that. And yes, Kim, the postcard. I loved that book. It was so good. But yes, it is a little it's a heart tugger for sure. And it's really good. And Kim also finished the Dan Brown today. So classic Dan Brown, which is good. Glad to know it's a classic Dan Brown.
Right.
So always good to have a Dan Brown. Okay, Julia. What you got for us?
Also, a good Mike Nichols tidbit is that Meryl Streep based The Devil Wears her character in The Devil Wears Prada on Mike Nichols.
I had
Um,
no idea.
yes.
I had no idea. Wow.
Yes. She said that she's been on a lot of movie sets, and the ones that were scariest were the ones that never yelled but were very quiet. And so that's why Miranda Priestley is like not a yeller.
That's
See, and
fair.
I always thought she was after doing it after her the Who's in the movie, and it went to her. I mean, I thought that was who she
Well,
was.
that's who the
Obviously.
character was
Yes,
written
right,
about in the
right.
book, but Meryl Streep based it on Mike Nichols.
Oh,
That's so
I
good.
love that
Thank you,
tidbit.
Julia.
I
Yeah, of
love
course.
that tidbit. Yeah. Whenever I get quiet at an event, the staff kind of does the same thing. They kind of like back away.
Yeah, okay.
Because a loud Julie is great, but a quiet Julie is just sort of like, let's just back away.
Yeah.
Don't want to get bit.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yes, and
Um,
Mona's Eyes, Lori, really good. Okay, Julia, what you got?
Okay, I got a big one.
Ooh,
Starting
fun.
off with a big one. This is The Book of Guilt
Oh,
by Catherine Gigi. It comes out. I'm sorry, I'm going to say her last name wrong. It comes out tomorrow. This book, so definitely if you liked Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro, this book, I would call it like a cousin of that book. It's an indie next pick. It got a Star Kirkus review. But what's so cool about this book, so and I'm sure Julie will say a thing or two about it, but it basically it takes place in a world where nobody won World War II. And why that's important, because it's not really that important of a plot point, except for the fact that why that is important is think about if nobody's distinctly won World War II, what we would have allowed acceptable within humanity. And then place yourself in an orphanage in the UK in the 1970s, and there's only 3 children left in this orphanage. And you know that there's something strange about them, but you don't know what it is. And slowly but surely, the novel pulls at these threads and unravels what exactly is going on with these children, whose children they are, what kind of people are studying how they behave and why. It is creepy. It's good. It keeps you turning the page. Like, it is very hard to put down once you get started, and it does not take much to get into it and to start turning pages. So I can't recommend this one highly enough. It has been buzzed about at Hachette since we first got the manuscript, but booksellers have been really excited about it, and I really think you guys are really gonna love it.
it is everything Julia said and then some. So I was with do a little. Where's my mic drop or my little like name drop that I'm going to do? I was with Mona Awad this weekend, and I had given her my galley of it to read, and she was just like about halfway through with it, and what both of I talked about, the writing is fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
it is just crisp, really great writing, first and foremost. But I swear to God, in all my books that I've read, I have never had a book stop me in my tracks where I have said out loud, "Oh my God." it
Yeah,
is
I will say Julie texted me the whole end of the book. I was getting text updates about what was happening. So just an FYI, it's a good book to read with a friend because you do need to discuss.
you have to.
If you are in a book club, great choice for the book club.
Oh no, for sure. No, well, poor Julia, because I was just like, "Oh my God, I've never said this before." I mean, it is just, but it is, yeah, but I mean, there's some it makes you think about some stuff that like, whew, yeah. If some things hadn't been stopped because of World War II,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
it's really something. So yeah, the Book of Guilt. This is what the problem. I've got to figure out a way, and y'all need to help me. I don't even need. We read stuff so far in advance that I lose track of when it's coming out to talk about it, and that's a really hard thing to like keep abreast of.
Oh,
It's really
I mean, it's hard for me too.
Okay, so it's not just me.
Honestly, when
Okay.
I was putting together this list, I went, "Oh no, the Book of Guilt comes out next week." I was like,
Yeah, because it's like because especially when it's something that you love like that, it's like you want to be able to like really highlight it for people. So I've got to make sure that my name gets in that book tomorrow.
I know.
There's a lot of-
I can usually tell you the month, but
Yeah.
the actual date is.
I mean, you got to keep track of 1,000 on sale dates. It's just impossible. You
It's
remember
impossible.
5 or 6, 3 or 4,
Yeah,
the
All
big
right.
ones.
the big ones. All right, thanks, Julia. Love that book. It's so good. It's so good. But here's the deal too. It's right up my dark little alley. So if you're looking for anything that is like sunshine and roses,
Yeah.
probably not this.
Yeah, not that one, but if you're okay with a little bit of darkness and a little
Yeah.
bit of
Yep.
intrigue,
In a little bit of
it's
intrigue.
got it.
It's got it. Okay, Gabe, what do you got?
I got confusion.
Me
You
too.
Don't even want to start me. So
Exactly.
I mean, I was looking for my fountain pen, and I'm like, I could have sworn it was light blue, and I'm like, I couldn't find it, and I had to turn on the light, and I'm like, oh, it's black. I don't buy anything. Ah, I don't buy black. Did I lose my mic?
Nope, you're here.
No, I'm here. Okay. Anyways, that's what's going on in my head right now.
That's where you got. That's where you're at.
So
Thank you for insight of Gabe's head.
you don't want to go there. So Bird School by Adam Nicholson. I don't know if I think a lot of people probably haven't heard of Adam Nicholson, and he's quite a fairly prolific author. He's not a book a year guy, but he's written plenty of books. My first experience with him was a book that he wrote, God's Secretaries, that he wrote for Harper many, like 20 years ago, maybe more, which was all about the writing of the King James Bible, if I recall. But it was such an engaging read. You couldn't put it down. I'm a big history reader, and I loved it. And then I found that he had written a series of sailing books around the British Isles, and he's quite the naturalist. So this book is, in a way, no surprise from a guy who's a lover of nature like Adam Nicholson, but it is a surprise because Adam Nicholson has always focused on the landscape, on the ocean, on the sea primarily, and landscapes. He's got a farm in Surrey, and that's the world. That's his nature. He never really was into the animals that surrounded him until he found this dead magpie or a dead crow or something by the side of the road, and it got him to thinking. And it's sort of the genesis of a book is always interesting, and this is the beginning of this book. Is he's walking down, he picks up this dead magpie, blackbird, and then there's just some beautiful writing where he describes the bird and its death, and how it was killed, and he leaps into this great book. So bird books are definitely in the air right now. Books about birds and birding are really hot. Adam Nicholson's a terrific chronicler. The writing here is very literary. It's very poetic. It's very thoughtful. It's slightly philosophical. It's definitely somebody who's concerned with not only his own soul, but the bigger picture, and everybody that surrounds him and everything that surrounds him. So he's just a terrific writer to begin with. And the subject matter, for him, I think a little focused compared to what he's done before. But one of my favorite books I read when I first started working in publishing, and it was The Garlic Testament by Stanley Crawford. And the main character was this magpie that was on the fence and around this property all the time as a New Yorker was trying to plant a garlic farm in New Mexico. And so, there's a lot of birds in the world. There's a lot of animals in nature. There's a lot of animals in the books that we've read. Um, do yourself a favor. Like it says here in the description, poet, scientist, saints and naturalists stalk through these pages, and it's really for anybody who's a reader, it's a lovely read.
And okay, so is it just a standard size book, or is it a gift book
Yeah,
size,
no,
or
it's a
is it
standard size.
standard size?
It's a
Okay, so
reader. Yeah,
but
it's
it's not like a
300. Right.
tome or anything. It's like 300
No,
pages.
no, it's right. It's it's right where it should be.
You're in the sweet spot. Okay, perfect. Yeah, sounds great. Dead blackbirds, Amanda says. No, no dead blackbirds. All right, Tom, what do you got for us?
All right. So since I won't be here for a few weeks, I'm looking ahead with my next two picks. This is Paper Girl is the first one. So Paper Girl, a memoir of home and family in a fractured America. This is a book that I will be just like you will not hear the end of it. It won't quite be Mike Nichols, but this is a book I'm going to keep talking about because one of my favorite books of the fall. Now you can tell from a memoir of home and family in a fractured America, this is not an easy read, but it is such a good book. And everything's shaping up really well. The book's not on sale until October 7th, but you will be hearing a lot about this book. So Beth Macy is the author, most famously of Dope Sick, which really was the book that put the opioid crisis on the map, right? So she's from Urbana, Ohio, a small town in Ohio. And she was the paper girl. You know, she delivered newspapers, and she was not from a wealthy or even middle class family. She was from a poor family in Urbana. But she went through high school. She got grants to go to college. Some of those grants are no longer available to girls her age now because they're disappeared, you know, giving grants to young people to go to college, not so cool anymore. So she's in that, but she always, so she moved away, but her mother continued to live there. And then when her mother got sick in like, I think right around the time of the pandemic, she went back frequently and started to really see how the place had changed, how her hometown no longer felt home because really, I mean, it's a very complex portrait, but two things stand out. She was the paper girl. Papers a newspaper, local news held together a community like this. That doesn't exist anymore, right? There are no paper girls and there is no paper. And then the divide around education. So education provided a way out for her, but then the people that are left, there is, I guess resentment, that that's a divide that those two things help to explain a lot of where this country is. So this book, it is very, deeply reported, profound look at this place, but it also tells the larger story of our country and how we ended up where we are. Like so many portraits, and she also finds like young people in Urbana today who she sees as like herself, like she sees herself in them. She also sees old friends, way too many, and an ex-boyfriend who have gone down conspiracy, rabbit holes. Urbana is not far from Springfield, Ohio, which you may remember was featured in the election. And her ex-boyfriend was one of the leaders of the, they're eating the cats. What was it? They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, all of that. So there's so much topical stuff here, but I don't want to but it is a great, great nonfiction book that I think will be on many 10 best lists. I'm already upset at the National Book Awards, which put out their long list last week and didn't have Paper Girl on it, but it's going to get amazing attention. And it's just a really important book because I'm really always I guess I'll always be looking for what it is that has happened and different explanations, but maybe the more specific you can be like she is, maybe that's sheds the most light, at least for me. So Paper Girl by Beth Macy, on sale October 7th.
What is it about Ohio too?
Yeah, it's such a
to be this like microcosm of just stuff
right
that comes out of there.
I don't know. It's the middle of the country, and it reflects the change in voting too. Ohio, which was always, I guess could go either way, and now can only go one way.
And isn't that our buddy J.D. Vance is from Ohio too, right?
Exactly right. And this is not an explicit
Julia,
response.
wait a minute. I felt that eye roll from Los Angeles.
Sorry.
No, don't
I
apologize.
kind of felt that from Los Angeles.
I'm in Sacramento.
Okay, sorry, even better.
I thought he was
Uh,
in the South.
Sorry, I couldn't fix my face.
oh,
fast
that
enough.
was. Oh, my audio's fading again. Maybe it's because I'm talking too loud. Maybe that's it. The microphone can't keep up with me. It cuts me off when I start talking too loud. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh, that was too funny. Anyways, Tom, no, I think I didn't want to make light, but I think this sounds like it's like Glass Castle's kind of, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be one of those books that's just going to be, have those legs that's going to carry it for a long time.
And the title alone is haunting to me, just the idea of what it means that she was a paper girl and there are no more paper girls.
Yeah, no, it's really
levels.
sad. It's really
Yeah.
sad. All right, Julia, what do you have for us?
Okay. My next one is fascinating. This is called Dark Squares, How Chess Saved My Life by Danny Rench. So Danny Rench is one of the co-founders of chess.com. And so if you've ever played chess on chess.com, you know, he's one of those people who created it. But this book is a memoir, and this is a memoir of his childhood, which he was born into a cult. And it was, let me get the name right. It's the Church of the Immortal Consciousness, which was a cult based, maybe still is, a cult based in the Tonto National Forest in Arizona. And basically what happened is Danny Rench got very good at chess and started competing. And when you compete in something like that, you have to travel places to go play. And then he would talk to people and sort of like find out and figure out that maybe how he was being raised wasn't normal. And these sort of conversations, this travel, this like being immersed in the world of chess is what led him to eventually leave the Church of Immortal Consciousness that he was involved in and born into. I don't want to make it seem like he chose it. He was a child. But you know, when I was reading this, it was reminiscent. If you read Educated by Tara Westover, it was sort of reminiscent of that. I thought it was, you know, in that when she's sort of her dad, I don't know, you could have an argument that he was the leader of a small cult.
Yeah.
But you know, it's kind of similar in that way of like kids sort of being raised in this, being sort of immersed in a certain culture, and then when they're exposed to other kinds of cultures, realizing like, oh, actually, I don't think this is what I want at all. And so it's a really fascinating story. Chess is the sort of through line, but I mean, it scratched all of my like true crime, you know, cult itches. Reading about cults and stuff like that. It was fascinating. It's really well written. He is a fascinating guy and a really smart guy, and so it's really well done. I was a big fan of this book. This is Dark Squares, by Danny Rench. Yeah.
Does it go into explaining like how he started the app and stuff too, or the game?
Yeah, I mean, it goes into then later, like, you know, here's where he ended up. But a lot of it really is, I mean, the big sort of part, like sort of thing he had to overcome in his life was that, you know, and when you leave, what does that do? I mean, you know, you disconnect from a lot of people in your life.
From everybody that you have a past with. And that's the hard thing back to Tom's book too. Like when you're in either poverty or whatever, anytime you want to go and make yourself better and you have to leave that past behind.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to make that decision. But I think that the game thing sounds, I mean, because especially coming from, I mean, he had to recreate himself.
Yep.
You know,
and had to, you know, and just, you know, honed this talent and this skill, and also probably had some natural ability with, you know, being able to, you know, whatever natural ability you might have to play chess, like thinking
being super smart.
Yeah, exactly. Is it's like, you know, all of those things sort of worked in his favor. And then because he was so good at this thing, he was able to travel in a way that the other kids that he's being raised with aren't really able to get out and see other
Yeah,
parts of the world and stuff. So yeah.
fascinating. Sounds
Yeah.
really good. Thanks, Julia.
Yeah.
Okay, Gabe, what's your next one?
My next one is a classic.
Classic Gabe. Tell us a
Classic
classic.
author, Mary Roach, Replaceable You. Not sure. Is this a Penguin book? I'm not sure who did this.
Norton, I think.
Norton. Right. That's why I can talk about it. I sometimes don't want to talk about like Tom or uh, Julia's books, but I can always talk about a Norton book. And I don't step on anybody's feet. So this is Mary Roach. I should just drop the mic and walk away. Let
Yeah,
you
there you go.
guys. But I can't because I like being on. So you know what? Everything she's written has been a bestseller. So that's what she does. She's a really engaging writer. If you've read her, you know that. If you haven't read her, um, pick this up, come by and pick up a paperback. They're all really fun. That's the thing about a Mary Roach book is you're reading about the death and dying and you're having fun with it. In this case, she's talking about the human body. So the most complex machine in the world, or at least in our world on the planet, and you can't get parts, right? You can't go to the dealer and get parts. So it's a look at the history of all the from creating. Apparently they started creating noses from brass back in like the World War One era when soldiers were disfigured. They'd have masks and half masks, metal noses. They started we they use a pig heart's valves and human hearts. They do all these uh, transplants of organs between amongst ourselves, as we're all, many of us are donors. So she puts you right into the middle of that world. She spent some time in an iron lung. She spends some time with the surgeons who are doing a tissue transplant, and they're taking the tissue off of the donor, and then they're putting them back together again as they're drawing the tissue out. So you're kind of like right there, and you're just going, "Jeez, man."
Yeah.
The stuff they can do, and down to like now they're using like printers, 3D printers to try to create body parts. They're growing ears on mice's backs, right? So they're trying to create actual body parts in the lab. So it's really, we sort of get inklings of these things. You read an article here and there, they cloned the pig, they cloned the sheep, the pig's hearts, pig heart valves. This is putting it all together, and from breast surgeries to heart transplants to a super um, hyper cryogenic Chinese pig farm where they're they're using these animals for body parts and stuff like that. So it is a pretty trippy thing. When you think about it, it's very anecdotal. You get this anecdotal information, it comes in and it sticks, it doesn't stick that hard. And this just, I think most Mary books do. They'll blow your mind. She'll blow your mind with this thing. And that's what she does. And it's a lot of fun. And it's out tomorrow.
And she's notorious. There you go. I mean, everything she writes is like super, even it's like these very like in-depth things, but they're so accessible.
So excited.
Like they're so readable that it's just like you're kind of reading stuff going, ooh, but I still want to keep reading.
Right. Always, always ooh, but you can't stop reading.
You
It's
can't
so
look away. You can't look away. Yeah.
I know, it's like a train wreck, and it's like, ooh.
She's great that way.
Yeah.
She's really great that way.
But she is really good. And if you haven't read any other Mary Roach, read this one and then go back and read her other because
Yeah, read
it's
all of them.
fascinating. Yeah, she is something else. So all right, I guess we're going to lightning round. You guys are like speeding
Lightning
me
round.
today. All right.
Well, as I thought about like leaving you for a few weeks, I
Oh,
couldn't. I know. It's okay. Well, I'll be okay. You'll be okay without me.
I want to know, are you going on a big trip?
Yes.
Are you going on a
What?
big trip? Are you going on a big trip?
Big-ish, yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. I like it. Okay. Good job.
I couldn't leave you with a book that's a downer. I have to leave you with a book that's coming out in, I think, 2 weeks. that we will all love, be one of the biggest books of the year, and that's Richard Osman's latest book, The Impossible Fortune. Yay! So it's been 2 years since we had a new Thursday Murder Club book.
Really?
Because last year he started another series called We
Hmm.
Solved. And it's also been 2 years at Cooper's Chase, so we're catching up with the characters 2 years later. And Elizabeth, Joyce, Ron, Ibrahim, they're all here. And so of course, there've been, I don't want to say too much about what's happened in the past because you really should read them all in order. But the characters have deepened with each book, and he's dealt really sensitively with Alzheimer's and aging, of course. And then has always a crackling great plot that, keeps you turning those pages. So that's what we have here. This is the year of the Thursday Murder Club since the Netflix did a movie with Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that a movie? I thought it was. So it wasn't a series.
Well, it's a movie, but I don't know if it ever was these days. What's a movie? But it's
Right.
a series. It's a 2-hour film.
Oh,
It was
okay.
fun.
Ben
It was
Kingsley.
fun.
Did you like it,
Okay.
Gabe?
I did. There was a
I do
lot. It
too.
was, you know what you're expecting, and it's a
Yeah.
warm romp. The cast is outstanding. It's like such
Yeah,
a
you
good
can't go wrong with that cast. And I didn't think it quite did justice to the book, but that's okay. It
its own
was good
animal, I
enough.
think. It's its
Yeah.
own animal, I think.
And so watch it, Julie. You should definitely watch
Okay.
it. It's 2 hours that are well spent. But the reviews of the new book are fantastic. Kirkus says you'll be happy just to have spent some time in Osmond's delightful world. If you're coming to the series from the Netflix movie, start at the top. If you've read the others, this is a high point. So Richard Osman's The Impossible Fortune on sale. I think it's the 30th. It's 2 weeks.
Of
September. Yeah.
September. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Always good to have a Richard Osman.
Yeah. Yeah. And he never disappoints in the books themselves, and
Right.
he never misses a deadline. Like that's what's so far, knock on wood. He pushes the deadline like as far as you can possibly push it. But we still get the books out in September, and he's still
I love
delivering
it.
a great book. And he's still doing quiz shows in England and
Is
all
he
that.
still doing all that stuff?
A
Oh my
lot of
God.
it, yeah.
All right. I
The
love
man
it.
is a machine, but happy for it.
I love it. Thank you, Tom. Well, Tom, we're gonna miss you. All right, Julia, what you got? Signing off.
Okay. I chose a kid's book. This week, I gotta say, it was hard because we have a lot of great books. So you might see some other ones that came out this week come back, and on some weeks we have less. But I couldn't let this week go by without talking about Sophie Blackall's If We Were Dogs. Sophie Blackall is a 2-time Caldecott medalist, and If We Were Dogs, it's a sequel of sorts to If I Was a Horse, sort of amongst the same. I don't know if plot line is the word I want to use, but it's like a similar kind of book. This is an Indie Next pick. It got a School Library Journal Star Review, but you can see it just goes through, if we were dogs, this is what we'd do. We'd wag our tails and drink from bowls. And her artwork is so lovely. These dogs are so cute. One must simply go through the whole thing and pick out your favorite dog, perhaps your favorite way a tail spins or wags on these dogs. This is just a delight of a book. And if I was a horse, if that is any indication, this book is going to be humongous. So I think Sophie Blackall's next book, If We Were Dogs, it comes out tomorrow, a delight for any child that you are reading to, or if you really love dogs, maybe you need it on your shelf too.
So cute. And Warwick's is definitely a dog store, so that thing is going to be front and center.
And Warwick's is a Sophie Blackall store. And I'm 97% sure that Stacy got the pre-pack with the art print. So if you
I
get
think
it,
she did.
Yeah, so it'll the first like 8 copies or something will come. Oh no, it's stickers. It's stickers. So you get stickers of all those dogs. So
I love it.
just a little
That is
extra incentive.
that is those are so adorable. I was reading every caption,
I
every
know,
Very
I
cute.
know,
It was really cute.
I know. It's very sweet.
I love it.
And Sophie Blackall is beloved. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, I got the Forest book last week. Guess what's going in the cart this
I
week?
know. I'm just selling everything to Julie.
I
I'm
know,
like,
pretty
what does
much are.
Julie need to
Well,
buy
I
this
have
week?
well, I have Grammy's Magic Suitcase, so I have to fill up Grammy's Magic
I
Suitcase with stuff.
understand.
So
I'm with my like nephews right now at my she's my best friend. But I'm at her house and I every time I like unpack all the books.
well, because I'm leaving next, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going back
Yeah.
to Chicago, and literally the girls now climb into the suitcase. It's just
Yeah.
like they're in there, like just grabbing stuff out. It's great. I love every minute of it. Super fun. All right, Gabe, take us home.
Lightning round book for me is an easy one. Sam Heughan from
Hmm.
Outlander
Ah,
got a new book.
not a little bad thing for our eyes to end the day with.
Yeah, I figured the ladies tend to like Sam. He's a really nice guy. I had a chance to meet him. My daughter like set something up with Dave, and we ran down to Bevmo a few months ago and got to meet Sam and got him to sign our $105, or not mine, her $105 bottles of liquor.
Oof.
Um, but it's good. It's good liquor. It really is, and we can attest to that. And he's a really great guy. He is very genuine. He's been at Warwick's, and you know what? It's a fun book. It's gift time is coming around. I think if you've got a fan of the show, if you've got a fan of Sam's, if you've got a fan of whiskey, tequila or gin, which are his three liquors that his Sassenach um, distilleries create and bottle. So the book is divided into some sections. He has his top 10 all-time favorite uh, cocktails. He's got a section called Simple and Timeless Recipes for the easy crowd pleasers. So then he's got a section on complex and conversational, something a little bit more sophisticated. And then a final section of drinks made by friends, which are friends of his that he's made in his travels, bartenders that he's met around the world. And then he's also had some mixologists work with him for his book. So some recipes from them. And then along the way, it's sprinkled throughout with his drinking adventures and travels. And what a lucky dude, man. Not only good looking, but he's got like living the life. So he's just up and around. So he's just a really easygoing guy. The stories go from drinking cocktails in New Orleans and to drinking a papaya margarita in the back of a van in Oaxaca, Mexico, and just various, little out of the way places that he finds and interesting people that he sees sort of off the beaten path in his travel. So it's a lot of fun. I think it's a nice, easy recommend for the holidays. Um,
Are you there? Oh, we lost Gabe.
okay, I'm
Oh,
back.
now he's back. Now he's back. I lost him
Where's
for a
everybody
minute.
else then?
Yep, we're here. Are you here?
I'm
Oh,
here.
okay.
Where'd everybody else go?
I don't know. We're all here. I don't know what happened to Gabe. But no, it tells it is the way you were doing it, and you said at the very end there, easy holiday gift for
Yes,
someone.
for sure.
That is like going to be an easy one to give to people for the holidays.
It's a
So
gimme.
it's a gimme. It's a gimme. All right, Tom Benton, when will we see you then? Mid-October?
Last week of October.
Last week of October. So everybody mark your calendars for
I
the
will
return
be
of
here.
Tom.
I promise.
All right. And in the meantime, we'll hopefully be seeing Julia and Gabe. Lots of weeks in there. Love it.
I don't get sabbatical, so I'll be here.
You'll be here. But it's going into the season of like there's lots of good books that are coming up. And we've got lots of good events that are happening. Like October is bonkers at Warwick's as far as events go. So if you're in San Diego, look at our calendar. There is something for everybody. Let me tell you what. because we've got Bonus Eyes author coming, we have Culpability author coming, we have Mona Awad, the sequel prequel to Bunny coming, we have Joe Hill coming. I could go on and on and on and on. It is just so fun. So, oh, good. I'm going to put October and Oryx on there. So there you go. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful week reading, and we will see everyone next week, except Tom. We'll see all the rest of you next week. Bye, everybody.
Oh.